that keeps me from dancing with the one I love, but my mind holds the key. My body is a cage that keeps me from dancing with the one I love, but my mind holds the key. I'm standing on the stage of fear and self-doubt. It's so hollow place, but clap anyway. My body is a cage that keeps me from dancing with the one I love, but my mind holds the key. Standing next to me, my mind holds the key. I'm living in a maze that calls darkness like all my languages.
This is DFS Action News, and we are coming to you live from the studio with the students of Cornerstone High.
The day it happened was an ordinary day. A half day that I only went to school because it was Thanksgiving break the next day, and I left my sketchbook in art class. I was planning on cutting, dealing with my family dynamic. I needed an escape. I could not be without my sketchbook on a Holder step-family holiday get-together. But when Erica gives you that look, even through FaceTime, you know your ass better be in class. Because when she says fine, you know it's not fine. And I wanted to have a good Thanksgiving. We were getting up at 5 a.m. and doing the whole Black Friday thing after. I didn't need dramatic. The last time I was on the receiving end of that book, we ended up in a movie I thought I'd hate, but actually didn't. She wants to expand my narrow worldwide view or something like that. She's got this stupid belief that the world can be better paired with a dark soul. That's probably why I fell for her. She's the kindest person I know. And her broken pieces fit perfectly with my broken pieces, and we form a whole. So in our art class, before the movie started, Sam was patiently explaining to Mr. Lemire, the art substitute, why it was important to use his proper pronouns, even though the school didn't think so, and to said name Samantha was listed on roll call. Kyle was still high on ADD medication, got off the table to make it through whatever this asshole thought he was getting through. Dave was being his annoying self, making perverted gestures at my girlfriend and harassing the substitute for a hall pass. Em was oblivious, preoccupied, taking the needle and making tiny little jabs in the shape of a heart. Pricks of blood on her wrist, rubbing it in and wiping it in the inside of her sweater. If you knew her like I did, you'd know instantly something wasn't right. I asked her if everything was okay, but she just shrugged and smiled that never reached her eyes. I know something happened since last semester. But she didn't want to talk about it, and I didn't want to push. Besides Erica, of course, the coolest girl in this room was Shannon. Though she was literally nice to everyone no matter where you fell on the social ladder, not like a cheerleader at all. She's the only girl who has the balls to tell Gabe to F off with his turban on her, and as a joke, snapped her bra strap and Autumn left the room. She had him with his tail between his legs, claiming she didn't know how to take a joke, but he never messed with her again. Shannon didn't take shit from anyone in one breath, and in the second was this obsessed perfectionist, fixated on finding non-existent mistakes in her cheer routine, repeating on mute on her cell phone in class. Our future valedictorian, Jeff, was in the back corner of our classroom with his cell phone, like with the psychology book, it would surprise no one that he was studying yet again. Autumn had her earbuds in, scrolling TikTok, and Taylor was basking in the alleged quarter-pound weight loss she acquired by sticking her finger down the throat into the lunch, hoping to become anorexic enough to become an influence. And me, I had a deadline for the school paper. So I was sketching pictures of these crazy people, hoping to be left alone by one, and something would inspire my next cartoon.
She always had a sketchbook in her hand. Patty, I've known her since the 9th grade. You know, she's drawing dogs and horses and flowers and then people. She started drawing all of us and I don't know, a few years ago when we were cartoons and that was back when we were all friends. Girls are good too. Like Bull Ride and Mike's scholarship. Even though Erica was applying to MSU, her heart was set on Rhode Island School of Design. Not just because it was a great school, but specifically because it was the oldest school in America. And one of the hardest schools to get into. Maddie was like that. She was like this all over the world. She gets an idea, she's like, oh, she loves to be shy.
I love art. I want to go to the best school. I think I disappointed my mom because she was a writer and I hated writing. If it could come out of my fingers, a line here, a smudge there, that's where I'm at my most happy.
She's most content when she's covered in paint or pencil lead. These raggy old jeans, her dad's t-shirt, and a hoodie, her daily uniform of choice. Don't get me wrong, I love the girl. She dressed like she got her clothes out of the cornerstone, lost and found.
It's funny. Out of all the people the quad made fun of, they never really picked on me. I mean, maybe when I first came out, but that got old real fast. Or it could be that Erica would absolutely kick their ass, or maybe because I really honestly didn't care what people thought. Erica helped me with that. Or that Taylor still did care. Oh, wait, I never told you about the quad. Literally, Autumn, Gabe, and Kyle, and later Taylor, the cheer captain, her co-captain, and the football stars. Before they took the throne in high school, they were nobodies like us. I grew up being neighbors with Taylor. We were actually best friends for a while in middle school. I mean, it was convenient. 2 9-year-olds, both raised by newly knitted single mothers who became BFFs. Then fast forward 4 years, and Taylor and Autumn got boobs and a taste of popularity with the boys. And it was all downhill from there. By the time I met Erica, we had just started high school. I was still in the closet, but Erica gave me the confidence to step out. It ended up being fine. My mom honestly wasn't surprised. She's a modern, love is love hippie, a reporter, an activist. She had me at 18 and she loves me no matter who I loved. Secretly though, I think she was just happy I wasn't getting pregnant like her at 18. But back to the quad. The 4 were a-hole royalty. School with the quad was like living Mean Girls, except with the internet and social media. Poor Michael Blindy. Oh my god, when he caught the courage and tried to ask Taylor out in art class.
Oh, the boy was shaking in his shoes. This is before Taylor had officially a thing. I was only paying attention because I was turning around talking to Mike. Because the teacher stepped outside. Otherwise, I would have missed a note. Mike passed Taylor a note. Like a paper note, not a text. Legitimate paper note. At least, I think it was a paper note, you know. The second she got it, Kyle came over and snatched it out of her hand and was running around like an idiot with it.
He wrote her a poem. And you know it took every molecule in his body to break giving it to her. And Kyle grabbed it, read each word out loud until Miss Clover comes back to the classroom. He crumpled it up, tossed it back at Mike, and moved his seat over to put his arm around Taylor like he was marking his territory or something. And you know what? She didn't pull away. Miss Pulver yelled about consent and personal space, so Kyle moved his chair back, but the damage was done. From that day on, Kyle and Gabe, even the girls, did everything in their power to make life miserable for Mike. He didn't say much before, but he retreated further into himself after that.
Meanwhile, Gabe Snapchats the whole thing. Within an hour, the whole school had a link to an anonymous gossip account on Instagram. The comments were vicious. Then Kyle put the whole thing on his YouTube channel. Shakespeare in Love got 10,000 views in a week and like 1 million before YouTube took it down.
That was roughly 4 months ago, when school started. Mike tried to get help to do something before he did something. I mean, he really tried. And no, I'm not justifying what he did, but normally guys like Mike don't report getting bullied. He did, but they just take it until they walk across the stage, collect their diploma, escape, and never look back. Of course, there were repercussions. Just being seen in the office, no matter how careful he thought he was. Snitching to the principal who kept Kyle's football photo framed on the main office wall next to last year's trophy without fallout. That happens only in 80s rom-coms, with unbelievably naive, unrealistic happy endings. A distasteful tis-tis and something about sticks and stones, despite a StopBullying.gov poster that was plastered on the wall, though never actually said. Mike heard, "Stop being a... Be a man. Grow a pair." It was a waste of time. He'd been picked on since 9th grade. Nothing was going to be done. Mike was smart enough to read between the lines. He was reaching for a life plan with an anvil on his head.
Yeah, that worked. Just about as well as telling the same principal that the quarterback was forcing himself on the violin chair. You know, boys will be boys. Maybe you're just reading into it. No, I wasn't. I said no. Told him he had a girlfriend. And he laughed it off like it was a challenge. Kyle was worshipped. And it just only enabled him more by stroking his ego, adding to the beliefs that he was just untouchable. And he decided to go everywhere I was. And I felt helpless. So I pretended nothing happened. Just like our administration did. And so that's when the cutting started. It was just a way to control. I couldn't control Kyle. But damn could I control how deep that needle went into my skin, how deep the razor went. It's not like anyone even noticed. I was just wearing long sleeves, and Maddie was the only one.
Somebody told Gabe to go back to the office, and Gabe told Kyle. Stitches get stitches.
It got back to Kyle, and then Mike had the entire football team on his backside. They were relentless.
The things they said. Remember when he got his braces? Maggot and brace face were the least of his worries.
Tortured at every chance they got. Do you remember when they found out his dad was in top 3? It was just another opportunity to torture him.
Oh, your old daddy doesn't want you.
It's cool. That horrible stuff got posted on an app. No one would miss you if you were dead. Go kill yourself. The world would be better off without you in it. No one but us kids knew about the gossip accounts until the police found the app on his phone after.
Administration said that the D-wing lockers needed a new coat of paint. We weren't stupid. We knew it was because the ink they used on those lockers wasn't coming off of metal.
I mean, we didn't participate, but we stood on the sidelines and didn't try to stop it or stand up for him. We let the worst part go on for months, right in front of us. The signs were literally all over campus. Say something, do something.
I was always nice. I didn't go out of my way to see him or anything like that, but if I saw him in the hall, I was smiled and I got to understand. I didn't want to be labeled a snitch. That is social suicide. The one time I took gave off for popping my bra strap, Autumn and the girls on the street came to exile me for a month. Imagine how I would be treated if I stood up against their boyfriends. I'm not trying to make an excuse. I am. I could try to talk to him. We had a couple classes together. I wanted to talk to Taylor. I just never got around to it.
Just honestly wanted to stay under the radar completely. I was too afraid to talk to anyone.
I did talk to him. That day.
We were watching my favorite documentary on Main Street, counting down until the bell rang and we were free for Thanksgiving break. The lights were off and Erica was sleeping. The door burst open.
Code red came on the intercom and suddenly an old bedtime prayer popped into my head. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I shall die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. It's just way too accurate. We didn't know it then. The kid was dead. Still clutching his pulp ass in the boy's bathroom.
So the substitute had no clue what to do. As a class, we had an active shooter drill in October, but nobody paid attention because Miss Clover always made a point of letting us know that the door was always locked. She'd say her daily mantra, statistically, school shooters ignore locked classrooms. But unlike our other classes, Mr. Lemaire forgot to lock the door, or I don't know, didn't know how to lock it, whatever, it's too late to play the blame game. We made the mistake of assuming the door was locked and we were safely locked in. Nobody noticed until it was too late and Mike already breached our room.
Yeah, none of us could think straight. I mean, shit like this didn't happen at Cornerstone.
The shots in the classrooms, it took 3 minutes for the entire art room to be in full chaos. I remember sitting there wondering, what was the last thing I said to my mom and my brother? And I'm pretty sure it was us fighting over who was going to empty the dishwasher. Is that stupid thing how they were going to remember me?
You don't realize how loud an AR-15 is. I have permanent ringing in my ears.
There was a steady, rhythmic rat-a-tat-tat, 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 and this horrible, bright flame of light in the dark, and everybody stumbling, shocked, flipping over the art tables, hiding behind their chairs, ridiculously throwing books, like we were taught that books and cowering behind wooden tables would do anything to protect us from an automatic weapon. Erica was sitting duck, Jared awake but not recalling. I pushed her out of her chair. I remember being pissed because Mike ruined my favorite t-shirt.
The bullets from Mike's AR-15 made Taylor look like she had fell on a grenade.
I can't say it hurt because it happened so fast. 1 minute I'm planning what I want to spend my birthday money on in the Black Friday sales. The next, it didn't dawn on me. I looked like Swiss cheese. That my dad's Ramones t-shirt now just said R''S in the middle section, gone. I know in my heart that he never meant to shoot me. I was too close to where the quad was. Friendly fire. I'm aware that I'm in Erica's lap and she's pushing on this bloody, gaping hole, if you could call it that, this missing part of me trying to stop the bleeding, which is funny if you think about it, because she used my blood for her diabetes fingerprint test in science, and she shielded her eyes in every operation scene in Grey's Anatomy. But here she was, playing doctor. But it's useless. She's passed out and I'm gone. Before Mike put the gun to his head, then the cops burst into the room and forced all of the survivors to walk into a straight line, out the door with their arms above their heads, like they were potential accomplices and not the victims. And then it was so terribly quiet, except for prayers and so much crying, and there was blood everywhere, and the bodies, what was left of them. And then the cops yelling, being lined up like we were in grade school again.
We saw our parents behind yellow caution tape, and all of these television fans and reporters ready to attack us with questions for the lead story. And no one was ready to talk. I think we were all shell-shocked. How could this happen at Cornerstone? And what did your recklessness get us, Maddie? Me in a psychiatric hospital for a month. And you in a grave? You shouldn't have pushed me. At least we'd be together. Not this hell I am living through every day. And never going back to that school.
The weapons did what they were intended to do. Kill a lot of people in a short amount of time. AR-15 high-capacity magazine, and Mike had all of his father's guns. You know, I guess we should be grateful that he only killed 11 of us. Though saying only and killed in the same sentence seems insensitive at best.
I can't tell you the last time I slept through the night. I close my eyes and I hear them. I see him. All of us, the nightmares, the PTSD, the panic attacks, the depression. And you, the press, were relentless. At least you got Sam's name right when you listed the victims on TV. We were trending on social media. Hashtag Cornerstone Strong, attached to media photos of me and my classmates. The worst moment in our lives. Some people actually believe that we staged this in order to steal their guns. Those comments were way more than we could handle. I have no interest in being the face of yet another tragedy. Someone online pointed out that Mike was one victim shy of Columbine and 6 short of Kirkland. Like they were keeping some sick score. And what happened after the tragedy of those shootings? Moms demand action, students demand action, March for Our Lives petitions, and begging for stringent background checks and for high-capacity magazines to be left to the police and not some asshole asserting his Second Amendment rights in Target? What got better? While we were out on our extended break, after the funerals or celebrations of life were over, administration added stop bullying posters, grief counselors in the gym, and we painted the art room, replaced the shattered and bullet-riddled tables, and our school's finally deemed safe to reopen. Somehow they expect us all to forget and just go back to our daily routines like nothing had ever happened. A week after that, the supermarket got shut up. A week after that, a concert.
People paid attention and then they lost interest.
Like nothing ever happened. Like nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Nothing.
Until the next time.
can you help me now? Jesus, can you help me now? Oh, Jesus, can you help me now? Jesus, can you help me now? Oh, Jesus, can you help me now? No, I never felt so alone.
Welcome, ladies. I know it's awkward on the first meeting. Welcome to Tapestry. I'm Pastor Thomas, and I'm hoping that this support group will become a place of comfort, a place where you'll see that we are all connected.
Pastor, do you think heaven exists for a non-believer? My daughter, she wavered in her faith. She was a good girl, but she had her doubts. I just wonder.
Whether she believes or not is of little consequence, as he died for our sins and believes in us. That's all we need.
She doesn't believe in heaven. I'm living in hell. I'm not sure I believe in God anymore. What a broken little group you get to put back together, Pastor Thomas. Are we expecting more?
Our members of 10 is needed. Who would like to start?
Okay, I guess I will. It was a Wednesday. I know, because the kids had a half day before the Thanksgiving break, so it's stupid to even go to school. But my son insisted. So being the good mom, I jumped in the van at 7:30 just to take him to school, turn around back again at noon, and go pick them both up. It was 11:11. My youngest always made a wish at 11:11. It was something Lizzie heard about in school, and we kind of made it a family tradition. I remember how my normal life ended that Wednesday. Alone in my car at 11:11. I made a wish. I wish my migraine would go away. I wish my phone would work so I didn't have to spend an hour at Verizon. I wish I didn't have to go to the orthodontist with Michael. They kept tightening his braces. I mean, he was a trooper with his Tylenol, but I just hated the idea of my boy in pain.
Is that why you didn't have the radio on? Because of migraine?
Yeah, sound good. And light. Honestly, I didn't want to drive. But it was easier to deal with the migraine than call my ex and deal with his new girlfriend, Renee.
How could you not know? You're his mother. We all have that sixth sense.
I don't know. It was one of the worst migraines I'd had in a long time.
Was there anything different about that day?
No, I mean, I had a stomach ache. That was from the migraine, and it was really probably all from the nightmare I couldn't shake. Michael was drowning, and Lizzie was on the shore, and she was screaming, and I tried to reach for him, and then he was pulled under by this giant, loud wave, and it was really just the alarm clock and Lizzie screaming at her brother to wake up.
When did you realize something was wrong?
Well, there was no traffic. That is unheard of on early release days. And then the entrance to the school was blocked off by 2 police cars. I saw the spaces lined up behind the yellow caution tape. I just parked my car. I don't know where. I parked my car and I turned on the radio. And they were comparing it to Sandy Hook, Cornerstone High School, home of the Bears, compared to the Columbine Massacre. I don't remember parking my car.
Well, oftentimes in stressful situations, we forget the minor details.
Then why can't I forget their faces? I do remember Chris picked up Lizzie. I don't remember calling him, but had 19 missed messages. 19? I stood with the other parents, God, for hours, just waiting to hear the names, but they wouldn't tell us anything. Time froze. We became a family, you know? I borrowed a phone from someone else, and I called Michael. Kept going to his voicemail. Oh, I left a message. Michael, this is Mommy. Please call me at this number and let me know that you're all right. Please, call or text Mommy. I have not called myself Mommy in like 10 years. That was my baby boy, and they're unprotected. How did you find it? Well, Twitter, of all places. His picture was everywhere. I couldn't get away from my pain.
Your pain? You've got to be kidding me. Of all places, you're here? This was my safe place, and now you're here? I can't do this.
Aubrey, come, take a seat. You're safe here. We don't judge. She lost her child too.
Not before he took my son. I can't look at you here, see your perfect hair and makeup, when I can barely function, I can barely get out of bed. I can't see you here, mourning over his death, when I want him to rot in hell. He destroyed 11 families. 11 moms won't get to hold their child. You did this.
Aubrey, this is a safe place. You don't think I know that? You don't think I feel every eye on me? You don't think I've scrubbed killer off my garage? There is nowhere I can go. Nowhere that I won't be Michael Bellamy's mother.
But how could you not know?
What? I ask myself that question a million times a day. I could tell when my son's braces hurt, but I couldn't tell when his life was a living hell. How could I not know? How could I not know that my son was bullied so relentlessly
That he shot up a school and killed children that had nothing to do with his issues?
His issues? The police said Michael was messaged nearly every day to kill himself. The world would be better off without him, that no one would care if he died.
Then why didn't you do something before he let my son get caught?
I ask how it was. You know, I could feel him pulling away, but I mean, I thought it was normal. We all had to pull away, assert our independence. You know, it's not like when we were kids, when bullies called you names or beat you up. We didn't have the internet.
My mom made me come here. I don't like living in houses in Cornerstone.
You were there? You were at Cornerstone.
Yeah. And it's either you or the shrink. And all she says is it's not my fault. But it is, you know? And if those reporters call us heroes one more time, I think I'm actually going to punch them on live TV. We're not heroes. We're the ones that get to relive it every day. Nothing
nothing to drown out the popping sounds. Xanax, Zola. I didn't know what was going on. I thought there was a dumbass outside with firecrackers.
Did you know my son?
As much as you could. He was this quiet kid in English in art class. I knew him. I didn't know him. Still, he's the last person you think would go all Columbine on us. Sorry. I'm not good at this. Shrink says I put up defensive posturing, whatever that means. It's all right. We're glad you're here. You're okay, and things are getting back to normal. Do I look okay? I'm about as far from okay as I have ever been. Seeing the bodies falling, it's nothing like the movies. In movies, bam, bam, you're shot. You die quickly. Not in real life. In real life, it's agonizing, it's slow, so much crying and praying. Bet there was religion in school that day, Pastor. I'm the person that passes out doing a diabetes finger prick in science class. With all this blood. This stupid girlfriend. She pushed me out of the way. Maddie's like that. Just doing dumb things. Dragging me along with her, never thinking of the damn consequences. Maddie took the full impact of the AR-15. All I can describe is her body shattered. Nothing can prepare you for watching your girlfriend bleed to death in front of you and there's not a damn thing you can do. I was cowering on the art room floor, thinking about how the blood matched the paint. And everything went black. Apparently I passed out. I can still feel her around me. Like, I wonder, do I delete her on Facebook? Do I take her out of my phone? Do I unfollow her on Instagram? Or does she stay there, frozen in time as a reminder? And she would be so pissed about her memorial photo. It's like from the yearbook. She'd be like, Erica, I love you, so I saved your ass, and you had one job. You let them use that picture of me. I loved her. It's my fault.
I'm sure your therapist has taught you about survivor skills.
You want the textbook definition? Survivor's guilt, a deep sense of guilt often combined with a feeling of numbness or loss in interest in life, felt by those who have survived some catastrophe. Or Wikipedia. Survivor's guilt is a mental condition that occurs when a person believes they have done something wrong by surviving a traumatic event. Knowing what it is doesn't make me feel any less responsible. We were in the art room. He was like there. Like we didn't have time to barricade ourselves. It all happened so fast, yet in slow motion. It's funny. A month before we had an active shooter. We all BS our way through it because nothing like that happens at Cornerstone. Mike knew the class schedules, where they would all be, because of the active shooter protocol. He knew! Art class was a joke anyway. We all just took selfies and made fun of each other. Gabe was always an ass to Mike, but I didn't think it was anything more than what anyone else had to deal with. It's high school. It sucks. But it was just shooting Gabe in the hall. Taylor, Kyle in that room, the substitute got shot. He always had a thing for Taylor. And it just got worse. I honestly think that she felt bad for him. She probably would have gone out with him before she assimilated into the group. After that, they were all horrible. Even Taylor. I'm sorry.
I didn't know. I'd ask him how school was. He'd say, well, he'd disappear into his room. He'd just come out for dinner and a snack. He was just a typical teenager.
It's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's fine. Gabe, Kyle, Taylor, and Autumn were prisoners. No one would bat an eye at bullies getting killed. But because they're high school students, the whole world feels bad for such a tragic loss. I mean, no one deserves to die like that. But man, they were bullies. They were evil. It's a sign you won't hear on TV. Just the college-bound high school students cut down in the prime of their lives. Cheerleaders and football stars, and nobody's talking about why Mike did what he did. Just that he came from a broken home. He was a loner. Maddie, Jeff, Mr. Armour, they were just friendly fire. Did you know, on the websites the parents don't see, some of the kids see Mike as a hero. He did what we were all thinking. By making it unsafe, he finally made it safe to go to school. Till a new group takes the throne. Not that I'm ever going back.
I saw it in the media. Rose, did you know about the online diary?
Are you fucking kidding me? Do you think if I knew that existed, I wouldn't have pulled Michael out of that school, away from those horrible, evil kids? Yeah, I know. He was skinny, he was awkward. He had braces, he couldn't play sports decisions. But he was a writer, he was a poet, and he was a musician. Michael was somebody incredible. And he was going to do something incredible, and they tortured and bullied him, and they made him feel worthless.
I read every text, every email. I knew her schedule when cheerleading practice started and when it ended. I did my job. The distracted driver took her away from me. That's different, Wendy. You chose to parent.
How dare you? I chose to parent. I was a good parent, despite what the media claims. Michael knew he was loved. He had a happy, healthy home. Those texts were buried so far in his phone, I would never have known they existed without the police.
Do you know how he got the guns? You're kidding, right? I could buy an automatic weapon right now. I'm depressed, on anti-anxiety medication, suffer from PTSD, but I could buy an AR-15 right now, and no one would bat an eye, because I'm 18. It's not like there's any kind of detailed background check.
Michael and Lizzie grew up around guns. The other parents moved away. And they found out Michael was the lone shooter. Like I was a disease they could suddenly catch.
I came here because after all the support, the visits dwindled. My friends don't know what to say to me. How could they? I'm the one making the decision. And I know I'm supposed to forgive her because that's what the good book says, but how can I forgive someone whose carelessness took my daughter away from me?
Oh, I understand, Wendy. I really don't have any friends at all anymore. So this is where I plan to turn for comfort, for forgiveness. I certainly can't turn to Chris. Not after Renee's arrest, on top of everything else. She couldn't handle the stress. They were arguing. I know, she shouldn't have been driving. He was yelling at her. She was distracted. She ran the light. She didn't even see the girl. She wasn't even drinking. It was just a terrible accident. Chris blames himself. Really blames me.
You are to be blamed. Our whole society is. We've allowed bullying. We've allowed violence to be as commonplace as turning on the evening news. Columbine, Cornerstone, Sandy Hook, Vegas, Stoneman Douglas. How many more hashtag strongs do we need before somebody steps in and does something?
You think it will end? It won't end. We can scream until our voices are hoarse, but there's always going to be a next one. People have short attention spans. They forget, go back to their lives until the next one, and then it starts over.
What can we do?
I don't know. Mental health evaluations, better gun laws, the new metal detectors, the bully intervention. Nothing changes when kids, no, not even kids, you adults are supposed to be setting the example for us. People don't give a damn about each other anymore. Look at our country. One thing I noticed before I passed out, black, white, Spanish, Iranian, gay, straight, we all believe red. I always thought of how different we were. Not anymore.
I'm so angry. And I'm tired of being angry. I know, Pastor. Psalm 46:1, right? God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Where is God now, Pastor?
He's right here with you. He's always with you.
Where was he when my son was being ripped from my soul? I'm sorry. The school is like a fortress now. Metal detectors at every entrances. Why couldn't they have done that before? I don't understand how a 16-year-old boy quietly slips undetected into a high school with a guitar case filled with weapons.
Michael was invisible in that school. I didn't know it until his story was splashed on every channel, the media dissecting him like a science project. People lapped it up. Wishing my son to hell. Hashtag burn, Michael. Burn. I didn't know my son.
You didn't know my son. He had 7 months until his dreams came true. Did you know he would have been the first in our family to go to college? And oh, the plans he had. Your son took away. My son just happened to be in the wrong place at the right time, and he paid with his life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know she would be. I just can't. So, you are asking the wrong person for forgiveness, Rose.
Aubrey, please, call me later this week. Schedule a one-on-one.
I agree. This was a mistake. The hospital said this group was a great resource. I got your card from the nurse, but it's you. I recognized you right away. Always perfectly dressed, not a hair out of place. I wanted to see the real you. And you know, I am actually relieved to find that you are genuinely as screwed up as the rest of us. Still haven't made the connection. I am Shannon Hassel's mother. Your ex-husband's girlfriend, Renee, was so busy arguing with him on the phone that she ripped the red light and she...
Mom, you're good! Oh my God, Renee. You're doing shit. I'm so sorry. I'm so
Sorry! Because of Renee's negligence, for the last 3 months, my daughter looks like she's been asleep. And no matter how hard I pray, I cannot wake her up because of you and your messed up family. I have to decide whether I let a machine keep breathing for her, or if I pull the plug and I let my baby girl die. Why couldn't you stay at home, Rose? It was a half day. Why couldn't Michael just stay at home?
I knew Shannon. She was really nice to everyone. I don't know if that helps. Most cheerleaders weren't nice.
It does.
We didn't have any classes, but she tutored Maddie in algebra.
She loved math just like her father used to.
Yeah. That's how we met. She was a really cool person. I'm sorry that happened to her.
Hello? Yes, this is she. This is, yeah? Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Is it Shannon?
Yes. I didn't want to pull the plug. God took that decision away from me.
I'm so sorry, Wendy.
Ever since she was a little girl, whether she scraped her knee or broke her arm or she got her tonsils taken out, every time she would ask for chocolate ice cream, it was like a cure-all. I left. I just couldn't watch my baby fade away. Not my beautiful girl. I said I came here to pray for forgiveness. I was selfish. I just couldn't deal with the hospital, the room, the machines, the lights. I have to pull the plug and remove the tube from her throat. I couldn't stay. She won't come. She's stubborn. My girl is so damn stubborn. She's awake. She's awake. I get another chance. I got another chance.
Yeah, I know of one. I can take care of this.
I want mine happily ever after, too. Is that too much to ask, Pastor? I want Lizzie and I to be happy, too. She doesn't smile anymore. You know, I try to be in a good mood for her. God, but we're both so broken. No, he was still my baby boy. No, nobody understands that. For 16 years, he was still her big brother. And my sweet little boy. I won't be coming back.
Rose, you need to find a place to comfort.
Yeah. I don't think anyone can help me. You know, we don't do wishes at 11:11 anymore. Lizzie says no one can make them come true anyway. I remember how my normal life ended at 11:11. Make a